I never imagined that something buried in my past would one day be used to erase everything I built in my marriage. My name is Alara Monroe. I am 38 years old, and until recently, I believed my life was stable, predictable, and earned. I met my husband, Nathaniel Cross, 12 years ago. He was thoughtful, analytical, the kind of man who measured his words. We married after 3 years, not out of desperation or pressure, but because we believed we chose each other freely. I never cheated on him. Not once. That matters. Or at least it should. Before Nathaniel, I lived differently. Not recklessly, not secretly, just openly. I was 24, newly independent, surrounded by people who treated life like something to explore instead of something to secure. One night, during a vacation in Lisbon, a friend filmed a short video. We were laughing, tipsy, careless. 3 men were in the frame. Friends, not lovers, not partners. The video looked suggestive if you wanted it to. Contextless, it could be twisted. After that year, I grew up, moved cities, changed priorities, and eventually met Nathaniel. I never thought about that video again. 2 months ago, Nathaniel found it. I still do not know how. He said it appeared in a group chat someone forwarded him. No explanation attached. Just a scene and silence. That night, he did not shout. He did not accuse me immediately. He sat across from me at the kitchen table and asked one question. Was this who you really are? I laughed nervously at first, thinking he was joking. He was not. I explained everything. I told him when it was recorded, who those men were, how nothing inappropriate happened. I reminded him that when we met, I was transparent about my past. I never claimed innocence or perfection. I claimed honesty. He listened without interrupting, nodding occasionally, eyes distant. When I finished, he said something that changed the temperature of the room. Faithfulness does not start on the wedding day. It starts with who you choose to be when no one is watching. From that moment on, the marriage shifted. Not loudly, quietly. Nathaniel stopped asking about my day. He stopped touching me without a reason. Conversations became procedural. Groceries, bills, schedules. At night, he would scroll through his phone while lying inches away from me. I tried to bridge the gap. I initiated conversations, suggested counseling, even apologized for a past that never involved him. He rejected all of it with the same calm expression. You were never faithful, Alara. You just got better at hiding it. That sentence followed me everywhere. In the shower, at work, in my sleep. I felt like my entire marriage had been retroactively erased. 12 years reduced to suspicion. I started questioning myself, wondering if growing, changing, choosing differently was somehow a lie. I watched Nathaniel rewrite our history in his mind, placing a stain at the beginning so he could justify the distance now. One evening, after weeks of silence, I asked him directly what he wanted, divorce or repair. He looked relieved, as if I finally said what he had been waiting to hear. He told me he could never fully trust someone who had lived that way, even if it was before him. He said marriage to him was about purity of intent, not just loyalty of action. I asked him why he married me then. He said he believed I had changed. Now he believes change is just better acting. I realized then that the video was not the real issue. It was permission. Permission for him to withdraw without guilt. Permission to see himself as morally superior. Permission to punish me while calling it principle. I did not scream. I did not beg. I told him that faithfulness is measured by choices made within commitment, not by snapshots of youth taken out of context. He replied that standards are not retroactive, but realizations are. We decided to separate that night. No drama, no accusations left unsaid, just 2 people acknowledging that the version of me he needed no longer existed, or perhaps never did in his eyes. I moved into a small apartment across town. It is quiet there, sometimes painfully so, but the silence feels honest. What hurts most is not losing Nathaniel. It is losing the right to be known fully, to be judged by who I was with him, not who I was before him. I did not betray my husband. I did not lie to him, but he chose to believe a fragment of my past carried more truth than 12 years of shared life. I am learning something now that no one teaches you. Love can end not because someone cheats, but because someone decides you are never worthy of forgiveness they never promised to give. And that kind of ending leaves no closure, only clarity. I was faithful. He simply decided that was not enough. I am not telling this story to defend myself to strangers. I am telling it because narratives like mine are often simplified into warnings or jokes, stripped of nuance. People like Nathaniel believe character is fixed, frozen at your worst moment, while growth is a convenient illusion. I now understand that some people do not marry who you are, but who they imagine you were always supposed to be. The moment evidence challenges that fantasy, love becomes conditional. Walking away from that realization was not weakness. It was self-respect. I will not carry shame for a life lived before a promise existed. I will not apologize for becoming someone capable of commitment. If that makes me unfaithful in someone else's definition, then that definition was never built to include reality. The truth is simple. I honored my vows. He rewrote them. Sometimes the real betrayal is not an act, but the decision to stop seeing the person standing in front of you when doubt feels more comfortable.